So what a pulsating encounter. England 15, Ireland 32. Bonus point win for Ireland. They're right in the championship. They'll need England to beat France, and they'll probably need England to keep 15 players on the pitch. Let's get into this game. Loads to talk about. And it actually starts really well. Both sides right on the money. Ireland in attack. England with some big rush defence as well. Looks like it could be a cracker. And then the big incident. The Yule's red card. But he's bolt upright in the tackle, and I've said this so many times on the channel. As a tackler, most of the time, you choose how to tackle. This was one of those occasions. Yules chose to stay upright, and then you're just risking a head collision. So that's what you get. Players have to change, and coaches have to tell them to change. If a coach tells you to tackle low, and you're playing for a side as big as England or an international or any decent side, you do what the coach says or you don't play. It's pretty straightforward. He could have chosen to tackle low. He didn't. Gets a head clash, goes off. Teams need to learn. It's not just Yules. It's not just England. Everyone tackles upright, and they need to stop it because this loses games. So that's 3-0 up straight away for Ireland from that penalty for the red card, of course. And then Ireland ruthlessly exploit the extra man straight away. And it's looking bad for England, really. We've got Sheehan to Van der Fleer, then back out to Lowe. Great try, 8-0 straight away. This is looking bad. You're thinking cricket score could be a really rough day. And it looks like Ireland are going to cut loose straight away. They're doing the right tactic against one less man. They're moving the ball very quickly, not giving the defence time to organise, and there will be gaps. And Doris is unmarked out wide on the left, smashes over Randall. Looks like there's going to be a try, but no, there's a knock-on in the build-up, so close escape for England. And then England start to regather themselves and claw their way back into the match. England scrum penalty with Noel on the side. That's a bit of a surprise. I think maybe it's a one-off, but it's absolutely not. A good jackal, scrambled jackal from Marchant, who looks so much better at 13 than on the wing. Relieves the pressure. Then we get another English scrum penalty, and they get some free kicks as well. Genge is smashing Furlong. Is it Genge? Is it Courtney Lawes behind him? I don't know. But I'll tell you what happens in this game is it makes a bit of a mockery of selecting Yules. I mean, all you guys in the comments say, why bother? I never select him. And you look how well Lawes played in second row. Launchby played in second row when he came on. There's just no need. So that's just, a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, kind of proven there. But England get some points back, 3-8. They chip away at this Irish lead in this first half. Ireland go wide on first phase to Lowe, that absolute danger man. He makes an easy 20 metres. He did so well in this game, I thought, Lowe. Really impressive. They knock on in this attack, unfortunately, but it does show the danger of a proper power and pace winger, which England do not have, and they were just screaming out for some power or some pace, and they just don't have it, even though I think they played fairly well. Anyway, back to England. They get back into this match again. Outstanding outside break from Marchant. Great take from Simmons out wide. Smashes off Lowe this time. Leads to a penalty, 5-metre maul. But they lose the ball. And England had some good chances here. They absolutely could have scored tries and maybe even won the games. But, it's their fault for not converting. Big opportunity there. Itoje starts to really make a mess. He had a big game, each through the maul a couple of times in this game to get England out of trouble. Considering he was ill the day before, a hell of a performance from Itoje. Then we get another scrum penalty. They're absolutely smashing the Irish scrum. It really is quite outstanding. I'm not quite sure what happened. Pop your comments below on what you think happened there. Henderson mucks up at the line-out, gives away another penalty. And Ireland are kind of killing themselves at this point. Sure, England are fighting hard, but Ireland are not helping themselves at all. Poor penalty miss from Smith, and his technique sometimes can go off a little bit. He's a bit round the ball, side foot striker, and he wasn't quite striking it great today. England really needed that, but they do get a penalty. A few minutes later, Ireland again killing themselves. Slade goes for a long-range kick, but the ref actually says, I made a mistake, moves the kick 10 metres closer, and then Smith takes it and gets the point 6-8. So back in the game. England are making the most of any break of play. Goodness me, they're taking their time, which you would do, giving England the rest so they're not getting too out of breath. And they're actually managing to slow down some of the Irish phases as well. However, just before half-time, top work from Gibson Park, who is just razor sharp, takes a quick tap penalty 5 metres out. Keenan spots this, comes racing onto the line. Really good try, bashes over, 6-15, so great news for Ireland to actually stretch that lead to over a converted score. But England aren't quite done. A really amazing regather on the restart from Niall. England did some good high ball chase work today. Good English carries. I mean, the England attack, I think, actually looked as good as it's looked all championship, probably the best it's looked all championship. They are making yards with their forwards carries. There's some good handling there, but like I said, they are just crying out for that killer outside break, out wide, and some power. Randall works the referee well, just pointing out every little thing Ireland are doing wrong, manages to get a penalty, and they go in half-time, 9-15, a man down. They'd be happy with that. The second half starts just as exciting. England attack, again looking good, but it's that danger man Lowe who makes a break almost from nothing. Ireland look like they're going to be in. Burn to Henderson, surely they're going to score, but they fumble again, letting England off. And it's end-to-end stuff, absolutely leg-sapping stuff, which probably told on England towards the end. Ireland have England trapped on their own line, but of course it's another big scrum penalty that relieves the pressure. Though that was a massive positive for England, considering it was a concern of mine certainly going into this match. So the likes of Genge, certainly big tick in their column there. England have definitely changed their tactics a bit. They're going to the maul very early in the middle of the pitch, just trying to wind down the clock a bit, dictate the pace. They're making decent yards. They're not, doing great mauling, I would say, but it's certainly working. And then Conway hits one of his amazing touchline kicks off a really good England attack. He just smashes the ball up the touchline, gets a nice bounce and gets to 50-22. And it looks like Ireland might be in again, but some huge English tackles forces the mistakes, and England demolish the scrum yet again. So they are relieving the pressure fairly nicely with their defence and their scrum. England, another tactic they're going to are the high bombs. They're clearly trying to line up Stewart to compete, but their kicks aren't really on the money in this game. Stewart's getting up there and making tackles. They're trying to get Malins under the ball, but they're just too long, and that's something they're going to have to improve if they're going to go to that tactic. They've got to make them competitive. Anyway, the crowd is bouncing. England are absolutely bubbling with energy. They get a penalty, so 12-15, back to within 3 points. Now, unsurprisingly, Youngs is on as a tactical change. Because they're going to the high ball, that makes sense. He puts up some big box kicks, gains some territory. There's some technical infringements again from Ireland, are killing them. Itoje causing issues. So that high bomb is working. It's forcing Ireland back, although England aren't really reclaiming the ball. They are still keeping Ireland at bay, and Twickenham's bouncing, but there's still 20 minutes to go with a extra man for Ireland. But the scrum penalty comes in again, 15-all. The momentum is with England, but it's only all square, like I said, and they've used an awful lot of energy. And I just make a note at this point, Ireland just need to string some phases together, regain some control, and I think it's going to tell. And indeed, that's what happens in the end. But England still got a bit of energy. Itoje causing problems again. Conway keeps going with his good kicks, and Ireland go 1 metre out. Stewart looks like he might have intercepted, but it's a penalty advantage anyway. So Ireland push ahead 15-18, and the game is absolutely bouncing now. After a couple of good kicks, Conway makes a terrible error, smashing the ball out on the full. Looks like England could pounce and get back in the lead, but a great steal from Byrne. Ireland are certainly staying in it as well. And then Ireland muck up an almost certain try. Doris inside, I think it's to Murray. Apologies if it's not Murray, but a bad fumble. So Ireland again mucking up a good chance there. It's still only 3 points in the game. Now, as we get into the last 10 minutes, England are flagging for sure. Ireland a lot fresher, looking most likely to score. As England, they're leggy. Lowe continues to make great ground. And eventually, after unstoppable phases, England run out of numbers. Conan crashes over to maybe say, maybe I should have been starting. And they get another try a couple of minutes later. Big maul, Beelum smashes over to make the scoreline. Looking good on the board, and that bonus point, which could be really important. England have a good final attack. They get a penalty, but unfortunately a not straight mucks up a great chance to score. So it finishes 15-32. Now England, they're going to be pretty gutted. They certainly blew the chance to win with that red card, although they got very close. I think they played very well. I think their forwards especially will be really happy, but It's a loss. They can't win the championship. Ireland roll on. Ireland did enough. England made it very hard, but away from home, bonus point win, you'll take it. If you get a red card, then you probably deserve to lose, to be honest. Anyway, guys, love to know what you think about that game. Plenty to talk about, and I'll catch you next time.